With everyone returning in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and the mechanics for the entire game being vastly improved, a ton of the returning veterans have been greatly improved through moveset, mechanics, or a combination of both. It's of course still way too early to tell just how good they truly will be, but a ton of them are just so improved from their old variations that it's truly stunning. So let's take a look at 5 of the fighters that I think have been most improved in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Zelda has been greatly improved in a few ways. One of the most notable is her down B, Phantom. In Smash 4, this move required Zelda to charge it up, meaning she was vulnerable during the build-up. In Ultimate, you simply hit the button combination once, and the Phantom will automatically begin to build, while Zelda is still capable of running around to fight. You can then tap down B again to stop the Phantom charging and attack at whatever its current state is, or you can simply wait for it to hit max charge and then it will attack. This is wildly helpful in the neutral game because it offers a second obstacle the opponent has to avoid, both Zelda and the Phantom. Din's Fire, Zelda's side B, is also much faster, and if Zelda does it in the air, she is no longer put into freefall. This is personally pretty huge for me because I always, whether accidentally or out of instinct, used Din's Fire while in the air in Smash 4, so I would always get punished for the freefall. On top of this, her aerials have reduced landing lag, but we'll get into that in a little bit. Overall, she is just a much stronger version of her Smash 4 self, which is great because Zelda has never been good in all of her years in Smash. Shulk's biggest improvement is his Minato Arts rework. Now you can still use it like in Smash 4 where you tap the B button to cycle through all of his arts, or you can hold the B button and input a direction to select your art. This can lead to some incredibly interesting combos, as shown in the Direct, or simply can increase the speed at which you can select an art and use it. Now I'm no Shulk main, so don't expect to see any of this from me anytime soon, but I can just picture Shulk dashing back to avoid an attack and quickly selecting the smash art and then punishing the opponent's whiffed attack very seamlessly. I really expect to see some crazy stuff from die-hard Shulk mains, and I'm really looking forward to it. Ganondorf is probably one of the most prominently improved characters across the board. He went from decent in Melee to literally the worst in Brawl, to not much better in Smash 4, to now an actually viable character in Ultimate, maybe even better than he was in Melee. His run has been greatly sped up, something that has hindered Ganon since Melee. He's just been so slow. He also has a faster jump squat animation, meaning it takes him less time to actually get into the air, thus improving the speed he can perform aerials at, even before the universal low landing lag. On top of this, he now uses his sword for all of his smash attacks, which means that they have a much larger range and also have better utility from his past iterations. His tilt attacks remain largely the same, but the ability to dash cancel and instantly tilt attack greatly increases Ganondorf's neutral options. Overall, this is probably the best Ganondorf has ever been in all of Smash. The only contender he really has is his Melee version, but I think that even against his Melee version, Smash Ultimate Ganondorf is just that much better than it. Young Link is ridiculously good in this game. One of the most amazing things is that his neutral beat, Fire Bow, has insanely reduced ending lag to the point where you can just mash the B button and have it constantly throw out fire arrows at a ridiculous pace. His boomerang is also slightly bigger, which makes it a more effective tool in spacing the opponent out. But where Young Link can really shine is his drastically reduced ending lag. Smash Ultimate has a universal ending lag reduction, meaning across the board, every single character can act faster after performing an aerial and landing on the ground. Old hats will recognize this from Smash 64 and Melee, which was achieved by L canceling, a technique that hasn't been in any Smash game since Melee. Ultimate has effectively taken that technique and applied it automatically to the game, doing something called auto L canceling basically, which makes every character incredibly fast. Rather than having to press a button to cancel lag, it just has low lag from the get-go. Young Link's ultimate aerials have less landing lag than even his Melee incarnation when L canceling, so he can really be very quick. This speed, combined with the effectiveness of his items, means that he can quickly go from staying back and throwing items to rushing in and racking up damage with several aerial strings. I've been on the receiving end of this type of play already online, and then I've turned around and done it to other people online, and it is incredibly effective. It's great to see at least one of the Links finally be good in an iteration of Smash, because Link, Young Link, Toon Link, they've all been sort of lackluster in their respective games, but I think Young Link in Ultimate is probably the best Link that we have ever had. Unlike many returning veterans, Roy actually hasn't received a crazy rework for his moveset. If you were to compare his Smash 4 and Smash Ultimate variations, they almost work exactly the same, just with a few minor tweaks. His dash is faster, his jump squat animation is of course faster, a slightly increased airspeed is also given to him, and he has a slightly enlarged sweet spot hitbox. Overall, he is just a faster version of his Smash 4 iteration, which truly allows him to shine. In Smash 4, he was painfully limited by the engine he was playing in. He really had potential, but having some poor ending lag and movement options really held him back. He actually really just seems like a very minorly improved Smash 4 version in Smash Ultimate, and it really helps him succeed, and he honestly feels like he could be a top tier, even at this early stage. The speed with which he can do moves while also racking up a ton of damage if you hit the sweet spot really just can destroy your opponent. Alongside this, he brought Chrom with him as an Echo fighter. Now, while Chrom isn't technically a returning fighter, as an Echo he received all of the improvements Roy did, except for one. Chrom is to Roy as Lucina is to Marth. So while Roy has a sour spot and a sweet spot on his sword, Chrom doesn't have either of those, instead giving him consistent damage across his entire sword. This means that his sword will do less damage overall, but you're never going to accidentally wet noodle an opponent because you simply are not able to. He doesn't have a sour spot, so he can't do that. This, along with a very slightly better recovery than Roy, I mean, it's really not much, but Roy's is just that bad, may even put Chrom higher on the tier list. But that we're just gonna have to wait and see. All I can say is that Chrom and Roy are both vastly improved from the moveset that was available in Smash 4, and they're just a totally different beast than Roy was in Melee. Anyone who enjoyed Roy in Smash 4 should definitely give him a go in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate because he is definitely the most improved veteran, and I really think that he is going to really shine in the competitive scene. But of course, this game has over 70 fighters, and I only mentioned 5 or 6, I guess, if you include Chrom. So, I would love to know who you think is the most improved returning fighter. There are a ton that I just haven't noticed, maybe, because like I said, there's so many, so it could have just flown under my radar, or I just simply underestimated how much better they have been improved. So if you know of a veteran that has been really, really improved, I would love to hear it down in the comments below. There is the potential, because there are so many characters, that I could do another version of this video, you know, a part 2 of the next top 5 most improved fighters. If you guys, you know, let me know what those characters are, how they have been improved, and things like that. There's also the potential to talk about this in, you know, 6 months from now when the first or the second patch has since dropped and maybe they have improved those characters since. So there is just a ton of improvements that could be made or could have been made. There's just so much that I could potentially talk about in a future video that I am already kind of thinking about a part 2 already. So I will definitely take what you guys say down in the comments into consideration, because I don't know every character. I only know the ones that I personally, you know, have been exposed to and have an interest in. You might know a totally different character that I haven't really explored at all. So I would love to hear any and all feedback you have down in the comments below. If you guys enjoyed this video, please be sure to leave a like down below. If you are new, be sure to subscribe, because right now we are in a daily content marathon, because I'm just so excited for Ultimate that I just can't put my hands off of the GameCube controller and stop playing. So there's just tons of content that's on the way. So be sure to subscribe so you don't miss any of it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Peace out and have an awesome day.